returning to play, getting towards the end of my rehab, and then realising that rugby is an option again. That was huge for me. But I think even before all that, the things that I now carry into rugby is that mental resilience from that dark time, and actually realising what that feeling is. I'd never felt it before. Not being able to lift my head up off the pillow in the morning because I was so down and so, I think I was depressed at the time. It was horrible, and it's realising what those feelings are and being able to deal with them and having somebody help you deal with them as well was, that was huge for me. When I actually started to play again, there was still that little bit of doubt in the back of my mind that it could happen again, and that my groin might not last, and those feelings still hovered around. But it was great to get back in again. I was starting to be a lot happier, and I think that was a really big part for me at that time, was coming out of that dark place, coming out of all those horrible feelings, and I felt better because I was a lot better at home. I had that feeling of happiness again, and Tammy was amazing through the whole thing. She supported me massively, and I don't know how she put up with me just moping around every day. So even just getting back playing for that reason, going home every day and being happier, being able to bring myself to do things, that was a massive step for me. I have a whole different outlook on life now. The biggest thing for me is that realisation that it can actually happen to you. I don't think now that it'll never happen to me. I'm always ready for that coming around the corner. If it does happen, then I'll be ready for it, hopefully. The past couple of years have been hard for me, trying to get in and out of the, I've been in and out of the team. It's been quite hard to get into the team. There's been a lot of good players at the club in my position. But I think that time has helped me to try and stay a lot more positive about those little things. When you get that brick wall in front of you, it's a bit easier now to push through it, and you've got that mental capacity to deal with it, not to feel down. Try and put all those feelings to the side, focus on other things, focus on when it'll be good again, focus on when you're going to play again. What are all the little things that I can do to be able to play again? So not just to think about that bad outcome, but how do I then take another step to be better again and get back into the team? So it has been a tough couple of years, but I felt like I've dealt with it pretty well. Yeah. It is really nice talking to somebody, and again it's actually just realising what those bad feelings are. Talking to someone about it, telling them the way you feel, all these different things that are playing around in your mind, just getting it off your chest, letting a bit of steam off. That was really helpful at the time. I think if it did ever happen again, I would be able to deal with it a lot better, because I wouldn't be then thinking the whole time this has actually happened to me, because I know now that it can. So I think it'd be a lot easier now to talk to somebody. Talk to somebody about it, tell them the way that you feel, because it's not anything to be embarrassed about. It's when you feel like that, you can't help it, and there's no getting away from it. That's just how you feel. So yeah, there's no point in worrying about what someone else is going to think about it, because the chances are, if it is your family and your friends, they'll be willing to help, or somebody at your club, they will be willing to help you. So you should never feel like that you can't just go and talk to them about it, because you can. And when you do tell somebody, that's half the weight lifted off your shoulders already. It's just getting that, is crossing that, making that bridge, crossing it. Talk to somebody, tell them how you feel, and it makes it a lot better already. Just that one little step. The reason I wanted to share what I went through is to try and get rid of some of that stigma that comes with rugby. That big label of everybody's just a big hard rugby player that can cope with everything, cope with all the silly little things that come. And it is all the silly little things that matter. If you're not in the team, then you're constantly worrying about when you're going to be back in the team. If you don't deal with that well, then it can play a massive factor in the way that you feel and how positive or negative you are. But it's just that point. It doesn't even have to be a member of the staff at the club. It can be one of the players. You can meet up with one of the players, have a coffee, ask them how they feel. They might tell you they feel the same, because the chances are they probably do. Just the other day, I said to Ches, David Cherry, we're coming to the end of pre-season, and I said to him, look, I'm struggling a bit here. I says, my body's hurting for pre-season, and he just says, I feel exactly the same. And I was wondering again, I got to get back in the team, and we went to his house and we had a coffee and we caught up and we just talked about some of the ways that certain things made us feel about rugby and outside of rugby, all those different things, and it does help. I like doing it now. It's easy to talk to people. Me and Chaz have been going away on our days off fishing. It's really peaceful. I think it's about an hour and a half from Edinburgh. It's down Borders way near Hawick. And we go up there and it's out in the middle of nowhere. It's really remote. And we just go and sit. We take the stove with us and a kettle and make coffees and sit and wait for the fish to bite. We do lazy man's fishing. We throw the dead bit out and wait for the fish to bite and just sit there and relax. And even doing things like that outside of rugby are really important. Getting away from it, get away from the city, get away from the other rugby players. Feel like you're getting away for rugby. Do something else outside of it. And fishing's only started this year for us in the past sort of couple of months, and it helps us massively. Come home, you feel refreshed, ready to come back in and train the next day again.